Alright guys, here we are playing Momo and Mako. I am here to show you all of the bugs that we encountered while testing this game out. I was able to beat it. I'm not sure if I can speak for my fellow testers if they were able to get through the whole thing, but I did, and unfortunately at the very end I did not get any win screen or anything that indicated that I did win. So it was a little disappointing, but at least I was able to test out the game as far as I think it could have gone. So one of my first issues here is that you don't exactly know where to go or what to do. You kind of just left to explore and hope to find out what is happening. Once you pass a certain point, or even before you pass a certain point, maybe you see you get killed by this massive rock. Even if you didn't exactly see it hit you, it kills you, and there's not really much you can do about it. It just happens, you know. And every one of us experienced this issue, you know, while we're testing it out. It's a little aggravating because, you know, the only thing you could do is restart. At least it's the beginning of the game. It's not like you lost progress, but, you know, definitely something that needs work. Another issue I encountered was none of these rocks that are somewhat guiding you through have a collider. You know, you could just run through them as much as you want, and I think eventually you actually get stuck, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe it was the other side. I think the other side, because eventually you will get hit by, oh, look, there's another bug. I broke the game. My tether is stuck in there, and I got killed by the avalanche anyways, even though I was nowhere near it. But yeah, see, that demonstrates two of the bugs right there. Gotta hit another restart here. So as I think I stated before, I was able to make it to the end of this game. I battled through. It took me about 2.5 hours, almost 3. Just, you know, trying to figure out the mechanics, how to use the controls, battle through the awkward camera angles. So I don't know if, you know, if you're getting a good view from just watching as it is right now. All of the snow is, you know, it's white. Snow is white, and the lighting is reflecting on the snow so hard that you can barely see, you know, the textures of it. You know, they show up eventually, as you can kind of see, but it's literally almost like as if that directional light is just beaming down, you know, kind of almost hiding the textures. But it's just something to work on for their next game. Another thing is, if, you know, the camera angles, we all complained about the camera angles because they are very bad. You know, not to be too critical, but you really can't see what you're doing after trying to navigate to a certain extent here. As you can see, after going all the way in that corner, which is something that seems like you could do, at least to explore what that area is about, you know, you're left with just this camera angle to now be able to pass this, you know, obstacle here, which is a quite the difficult obstacle to get through, because you have all these little, you know, rock platforms to jump from and to. And you know, had I not played this already and knew when to jump and how to jump and all that, it would be very difficult for someone to tell me. You could look at how the size of my player from this camera angle. There's, you know, you can't tell what's going on here. You can't see the details of what needs to be done or where you're supposed to be going. You just know that you have to, you know, push forward. And so right now I'm actually making good progress here on making it to the second stage. And the second stage is a little bit more bearable, but it still has its own issues, and I'm not gonna play through the entire game because that actually will take quite long. I will credit them for, as hard as the game is to understand and everything, it is quite lengthy. They made the game pretty long, you know, and I will give them credit for that. So now I'm actually quite far away from this camera, like literally on the other side of the map. And yeah, you can see the camera angle just got destroyed. Can't even see where I'm going. This is a whole nother portion of the map. This is actually where the second level ends that we're staring at right now. So it's pretty impressive to me that even just doing that, I made it to the campfire and I couldn't even see. That's pretty impressive. And also this too is maybe one other thing to point out, that the stage progress and the collectibles do not change no matter how far in the game you got, because you can see I made it past the mini game in the 4th level, and I made it to the last level here. You can see that indicating that here. So I'll just save here as well, and maybe restart from that campfire so that we can see what it looks like. Oh, it doesn't even restart me from the campfire. See, I guess that's another bug that I found, just simply trying to make the video for you and make it faster and show you what the end of that looks like. You know what? So we're not even going to continue on here to show you the second level, because, you know, most of the points that needed to be made have already been made. I do believe I might have been the only one to take this game to the final stage, but I have to, you know, definitely make sure of that with the rest of my team. But it seems like they were encountering enough bugs and issues that they weren't able to navigate all the way through, and I understand that, because, like, again, it took me almost 3 hours to not only just figure the game out but beat it at the same time. So I will take you guys over here to what the final level looks like, and just kind of briefly show you some other issues with this level as well. You know, you're supposed to utilize this, you know, Mako, which is, I'm assuming, maybe your brother or something along those lines, little brother that, you know, you throw him onto things, he hangs on and waits for you. Wow, I can't believe I made that jump. But yeah, so, you know, and initially when I didn't know how to pass that part, I don't think I was brave enough to just jump that jump before. I actually just threw Mako and it just spawned me there after I fell off because I couldn't make it there. Because as you noticed too, another mechanic that maybe they could polish is that you go very slow if you don't put him on your piggyback. And I feel like you should still be able to move fast if he's not on your back. And also, there's supposed to be a tether, a rope between me and little Mako here, and it sometimes just disappears based on what's happening. And I get it. It's definitely, you know, we're still all learning here, and it's not the easiest to code these things perfectly and making them so polished that they completely work. And let's see. You know, another big complaint from most of us as well, that background music is very overpowering. It does not allow you to hear anything else in the game, if there is anything else happening in the game, because, you know, I'm not quite sure there are actual sound effects for these mechanics, because, you know, there just doesn't seem to be any for anything. Even when there was the avalanche happening in the beginning and all those different things, there was just never any indication that that's what was going on, that there was a actual sound effect that goes with it. But again, I do not blame them. Maybe they had a time crunch, something that got in the way of truly polishing those kinds of things, but it definitely makes the game a whole lot harder to enjoy as, you know, an outside player. I feel like, you know, you'd only really enjoy this in the sense of me, where I was just kind of intimidated by not being able to beat it at first, and I just wanted to keep pushing forward until I did. You know, it's the kind of gamer I am. But see, like, you know, back to the whole camera angles issue. I don't know where I had gone there. I still kind of lost on where I had went. But here we are. All right, it adjusted itself, and now we're making progress again. But some of those camera angles could really just use some work. Oh, and I died there. Okay. Alright, at least the camera angle is still okay. Oh, oops, died again. Not very professional of me as a god tier gamer. Let me just stop messing around and just throw him as he's supposed to be, as they designed him to be, probably. But I thought I could make that jump. But you see, the camera angle just definitely doesn't help you, you know, understand that you could make that jump or couldn't make that jump. It's just like the render quality goes down so hard. And I understand, you know, we tried to make it low poly and, you know, playable on everybody's PC, and definitely the right way to go in the sense of making your game accessible to everyone that has a, you know, operating system. But it will lose some points in terms of, you know, looking like something that works properly. I mean, I just cannot see how to navigate some of the levels at times because I just literally can't see. You know, between the blinding effect of the lighting on the snow, and then, you know, now you have the issue of just the camera angle being way too far away. You know, we all agreed on those specific points because they were definitely the most prevalent issues in the game. Let's see, I'm hoping I can make it to the end here and show you guys what happens. I don't even know what I'm stuck on. You see the camera angle here, just lovely, demonstrating exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. And I don't even remember running into this issue when I beat the game, but you know, I'm gonna just end it here out of slight frustration and, you know, concern that the video may be getting a little too long here. And I, you know, just really want to highlight those issues that, you know, the camera angles need to be worked on, the lack of a UI system to explain the proper controls to the player, because had I not seen the control file, I never would have seen that there was a layout of controls, because in the pause screen you can see that in the controls menu here, all you see is what the moves do and what they're called, not how to do them, which is not exactly the right way to go about things, in my opinion. You can actually rebind and switch them, which is good, and you will actually see the input that you chose over that move, but it definitely could have just been polished the right way and just shown you what the name of the moves are and their button input for them. You know, that's really all they needed to do. But aside from that, we'll just cut them some slack, and I will give them credit that the game, once you figure it out and once things are slightly working in your favor as far as camera angles and things, it was fun to navigate and, you know, see how they design the levels, because they are a little intricate. You have to do a lot of, you know, thinking as to what, you know, what part of the, you know, little ledge that you want to grab with Mako and his pickaxe, and you have to, you know, just make those decisions. A lot of little, you know, platformy style jumps, you know, and I'll give them credit where credit's due, in the sense that they did design all that. They just needed to, you know, maybe spend a little bit more time testing. I mean, they even added a debug camera feature that I didn't even really showcase, which I should have, but you know, well, what the heck is that? That's something I didn't ever find, you know. But me using the debug camera should be able to see where little Momo and Mako are, and I can't even, you know. Somehow I am stuck maybe inside of the terrain. Oh look, there I am. Somehow I'm here. Somehow I am here. But the camera angle is all the way up here. But essentially you would get up to here and you'd enter this cave and nothing would happen. Game doesn't end, doesn't tell you you win, nothing like that, and just quite sad. But again, work in progress. The things that they need to fix, as every game that comes out these days has things that they need to work on after they're released. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you will see me or hear from me in our next play.